Hello friends, welcome to SQL with Manoj. Today in this series of SQL Server Basics, I will talk about how to create a new database and we'll try to explore the database, what all options are available in SQL Server database that you create one. In our previous videos in this series, first of all we saw how to download a SQL Server, how to download the SQL Server setup from Microsoft site. Then in the second video we saw how to install it, and in the third video we saw how to attach a sample database that we downloaded from Microsoft site, that was AdventureWorks 2014. And in this video we'll try to create a new database rather than using a sample database. Okay, I'll so what I'll do is I'll launch SSMS. So I'll go to the start option. Okay, so this is Windows 10. I'm having the SSMS icon here, but if you're working with previous version, so you would be getting the Microsoft SQL Server option somewhere here only. So I'll just click on Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, that is SSMS. It will open up the SQL Server Management Studio for me. So the first thing, it asks me to connect to some instance name, to some server, right? So as you can see here, the server type is database engine, the server name is the machine name, then slash, then the instance name. This is the instance name that I've given while installing SQL Server. The authentication, I'm using the Windows authentication, right? You can also use SQL Server authentication, but you have to configure it while installing SQL Server, or even after installing SQL Server you can do that, right? But right now I'll be using Windows authentication. Okay, then I'll click connect. Then by doing this I will get connected to my SQL Server instance, right? And here in this object explorer you will see few things under the instance name, that is the databases, security, which contains your logins, right? And server objects, that contains link servers and other things. Okay, and few other things, right? But the main thing today that we are going to see is the databases, right? If we expand databases, we see system databases and some databases that are already created, right? These three databases are created by SQL Server for some its internal purpose. We'll not, so don't worry about these. TestmanDB is the database I've created. AdventureWorks 2014 is the database that we restored and we saw in our previous video. You can check the link here. Okay, now the system databases, we have four system databases: master, model, MSDB and TempDB, that is required for SQL Server to run. We will talk about these four databases later on uh, in our videos in this series only. Okay, and let's go ahead and create a database. If I create a database, it will come over here, it will list over here. Okay, so let's go. First of all, I'd like to tell you that to create a database or any kind of thing that you want to create here, yeah, there are two steps. Either you can create from the GUI itself by using your mouse, okay, and by just few clicks, or you can write a query over here, right? So first of all we'll see how we can create from GUI, then side by side we'll see how we can do it by SQL scripts. Okay, so it's very easy, just right click here on the databases and just click on new database. So you'll get a pop-up here. Okay, and here you can set a database name, you can choose anyone. We'll just say DEMO. Okay, and it shows you some database files. So two database files are created when you are creating a database. One is the master data file, other one is the log, and we'll see the details after it is created. These are some of the properties, right, while creating these databases. Okay, there are other options. So the collation, uh, no need to worry, it's the language that is used for database. Recovery model is full, bulk logged and simple. So if you are just working for just test and demo, just you can use simple. Compatibility level is nothing but if which server you want to point to, right? So we'll just point to the latest one. Containment type, just leave it. File group is the default file group, is the primary. You can create more file groups, to segregate your databases, but right now we'll just use the primary one. Okay, so either I can just click OK, or there is another thing, that is, this is the interesting one. You can create scripts to create your database objects, right? You can just click on this script over here and just select script action to new query window. Okay, it will create the script that is required to create this database, right? I'll just click this, and in the new query window it creates a script for me, right? So this is the script, create database demo. So normally create database demo is sufficient to create a new database like this. Okay, the database is created over here. Okay, but there are few properties and few settings required, if you want to override them, right? So these are all those settings and properties that you can override them while creating a database. Okay, I'll just delete it so that I can show you, how to create a database by this file. What I'll do is I'll just execute this whole script, right? To execute this whole script, just keep this whole code open over here. Okay, and just click this execute button, right? So our whole code is executed, command completed successfully, and click on here and just do a refresh. Okay, your demo database is created over here. Okay, let's drop it. I'll show you how to create it by the GUI tool. Okay, so our database is dropped. I'll close this script, and at the background I have this pop-up already open initially, right? So other than creating the script and executing that, you can just click OK. It will do the same thing for you, right? It will create a new database for you. Okay, just do a refresh and your new database is created over here. Okay, now let's go inside this database. Okay, let's go inside this database. Let's say if you want to rename this database, right? One thing is either you can do it from here, right? Demo, let's say new demo. Okay, so the database is renamed for you, or you can rename the database name by SQL query. Okay, that is use master. You need to point to the master database in order to execute the query. Okay, alter database statement, the database name, that is new demo, then name equal to demo, the original name, right? So okay, sorry, not within quotes, that's it. Okay, so here the database name has been set to demo. Okay, now let's go back and modify it to back to new demo, and new demo. Okay, now again it has been set to new demo. Okay, now we'll see what are the things that are available in this database that you can work upon, right? First of all, the first thing is the database diagrams. So just we'll be just leaving it for now. With this database diagrams, you can create the entity relationship between the tables and views. Okay, so we'll just skip here and go to tables. Okay, so table section is the most important section where your data is going to reside. So SQL Server stores, SQL Server or any other relational database stores data in tables, right? So whatever the table you will create, it will come under this folder. Okay, here are some system tables, file tables, external tables. These are used for some other purposes, but every table you create, it will come here, right? Second is this views. Views is nothing but these are some stored queries that are built over on top of these tables. Okay, and we'll talk about views in our coming videos. Okay, all those views are created here. There are some system views that you can query, like all these. There are a lot of them, and these all views will give you information about your SQL Server database or anything that you want to know what's going behind the scenes, and how SQL Server works. Now I'll just go on important things. I'll just skip all these things and talk about only important things. Another thing is programmability, right? Programmability means the code that you write for data manipulation, right? One is the stored procedures. First thing is stored procedures. So stored procedures are nothing but these are a collection of contiguous SQL statements which are used to execute some business logic. So all the stored procedures that you create will be stored here. Okay, and functions, so just like other languages support functions, so here you can also create functions and those functions will be stored over here. Okay, these are the database level triggers. Okay, whatever, if you create some DLL triggers, they will come over here. And the security part, right? So whatever users that you create, these will be listed over here, right? So this is pretty much about the database part. Okay, and let's say if you want to drop this database, it's very simple. Just right click on it and you can just click delete. Okay, so this is the same thing that we got. You can just click OK here, or to be better, you can just click on script action to new query window. So it's better while dropping a database to close the existing connection. So what happens is, like, you are dropping a database and somebody else is logged on, so it does not drop the database, it will give you an error instead, right? So always check this option, close existing connections, and then either you can script out the database here, or what you can do is you can just click OK, right? So both are the same things, right? So I'll just click OK here, and our database is dropped. Okay, you can just click refresh to make sure your database is gone. Okay, thank you very much for watching this video. Please let me know your comments, and please let me know if you really like it, and please let me know if you want something for me to cover in my next videos or new videos. And please subscribe my channel to get the new feeds whenever I post any video. You will be intimated if you subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.